And we're live. Morning, Rosie.
Morning.
How are ya?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. What are we up to?
Well, you're not up to anything.
Yeah.
Except that camera, that's all you do, so you're
All right.
so good to me.
Okay.
Rosie?
We're live, just so you know.
Yeah, I gathered that.
Good.
Cut this up so we can take the plans all out. So we keep people with the plans that are on the end, so we chop a little bit out and throw it away. So probably pack a bit or drive it. Might not get far enough up, you can just reverse out and check it out.
Dad's got a bit of a surprise for us this morning, so we're going to go for a little wander. Hey Tara, how are you? Hey Maria. Hey Deb, how are ya?
Good morning, everybody.
There's a few blooms out, but the main season will be October, November. It's a little bit early for cacti flowering at the moment, but the African gardens are pretty much in full bloom at the moment. Hey Brad Drysdale, how are you, mate?
Oh, Brad, you'll be interested in this.
You're in for a treat, Brad.
I don't know, but this is more to the non-Brads of the world.
Okay. Hey Gert, how are you? Simon, how are you, mate? Hi Shawnee, thanks for tuning in. Book me in, I like flowers, not pricks, lol. Tara.
So everybody, this is probably more for when the video's shown online later. John will chop it up and make a little video, which is what he does. But for the live people who are here, this is what we do to pollinate plants. And this is a momentous day because it's really the first, there's one Trichocereus, I should say the full name so everybody knows what I'm talking about. Trichocereus.
Do you want to give me your phone as well and I'll record it at the same time? Because otherwise it's just going to go live on Facebook. Here you go, just chuck me your phone, I'll figure it out.
Sorry everybody for the interruption.
Okay, we're back.
Click, clunk, away we go. So what we have is the first Trichocereus to flower that flowers every year, but this particular flower is really early this year. So I thought I would be stuffed for pollen to cross it with, but it just so happens I've got one, and the bees this year are occupied elsewhere. So I'll just go through what we do and the whole procedure. So this down here is Trichocereus scotsburgii, I believe. If I'm wrong, please forgive me. And this has been covered up so the bees wouldn't pinch it, but there doesn't seem to be any bees around. So the first thing is do you want to come in closer, John? Yeah, so everybody can see, when I cross this one in a moment with something else, this will be called the mother. So that's the first name that you write down when you're crossing something. So this is Theo Scotsburgii number 2. We have a number 1 elsewhere. And what I'm doing at the moment is I'm just collecting the pollen. I don't know whether John, the white stuff there is the pollen, which we will use as the father for the other plant. And we collect this because we've got a lot of new coloured flowers coming, haven't we, Brad? Bradley.
Somebody said, could you please speak a little louder as well? So that's good.
So what we're doing now is we're just collecting that pollen and putting it in there. Maybe John, you get a better, you come round where you can let the sunlight on it. So we've got a dust in the bottom and we need to collect. So normally I do all this, so you can see there's a lot of pollen on this particular plant. Now the reason we cover it up is, like I said, to stop the bees from coming and taking this, which they'll often do in the evening. So a lot of people say, oh, I've got no pollen, my plant won't produce pollen. Well, it just happens that the bees come and pinch it the night before.
Brad says, yep, lots coming up this year. And yeah, he looks like a protea. And sexing cactus is a dangerous practice by Dean Holmes.
Yeah, well, the thing is here that one of the things I've learned is that nearly all the trichocereus don't self-pollinate.
Right.
So the fact that we get the pollen here on itself doesn't matter, because it won't make any difference. It won't self-pollinate.
Okay. That plant could have looked phallic. Let's see. Oh, yep.
Some of you guys got mine somewhere else. You should be concentrating. Now, just so we don't stay here all day doing this, this is what I will take back and put in the freezer for when I have some coloured flowers. You can see the dust. That's pollen, and I will just get that with a brush. We'll go through that process at some later date. I don't think I have a marker with me, but I do have a lid. So it's essential to use a clean jar.
Why do we put it in the freezer?
To keep it fresh, otherwise it will go off.
Okay. Oreo thinks Dad's got treats.
Okay. So then, grab
Hay fever sufferers would love that.
grab the brush from here. It's got pollen on it. And we can't see any bees around, so
So we're taking this brush with the pollen on it and going to find another flower that we can pollinate.
So you remember how I said that that was the mother? Well, this now becomes the father.
How long will it last in the freezer by Daniel Dreyer?
If you put the gel capsules in with it, it'll last at least a year. But I've used them in the second year.
So those silica gel packs, put the silica gel pack in the jar, put it in the freezer, and it can last up to 2 years.
Okay, John, you come around the front. So, before I take any pollen from this, and you can see that the pollen's gone, and it's now become the father, and this is the mother. So later on I'll have to bring back a couple of tags and tag these.
So sorry, this is the father, isn't it?
This is the mother. The Scotsburgii was the father. We bring
Gotcha.
the pollen. So the pollen goes to.
Brad's asking what is that one called? I think this is a Serentia, isn't it?
This is a Serentia hybrid of cactus country. It's a yellow Labivia across a yellow Serentia. And it's bigger, taller, it grows up about 1.5 meters high, and just has these thickness.
Yeah, it's quite skinny compared to some of the other Serentias.
Yes. And then the same thing here, we just collect some of this pollen. And that's how we would keep this. What I'm going to do here, because I don't have anything else and I haven't kept any pollen from last year.
So same brush or new brush?
No, new brush.
New brush.
I've just seen sometimes you got to tickle them to get them to release the pollen properly. There we go.
You got to give them a little tickle. Tara's got a great question. So does that make a pink and yellow flower then?
No, it'll just make a different sort of plant, because that's a white. So it depends, Tara, which one is the dominant one, and we won't know that until we grow the seed out and they flower, which will only take about 5 years. So
in 5 years we'll know.
maybe 3. You can do it in 3. It could be 3 years. We've got some flowering that are only 2 years old. So
Why do they typically flower a lot earlier now that we've started crossing the genetics over? Because I remember when I was a kid, it would take, sometimes 10 or more years before we got a first flower on a seedling.
it's because of hybrid vigor and becoming more, when you do it in your local area, it becomes more attuned to your season.
Sure.
So we've got pollen there.
Tara says, okay, like hair colour in humans. Oh, eye and hair colour in humans. Yes, sort of like that.
That's right.
Simon says, sorry, so when crossing, which goes on the tag first, the mother or father? Going to try and do some crosses myself this year.
The mother.
The mother first, the father second.
Yes.
Great.
Father's always second.
Father's always second. Tara J says, ladies first. Well played.
All right. Now we take the pollen back.
What's the scientific name of the candle cactus? Would that be Cereus peruvianus?
The one back there, did they see that?
Is that the one you mean? The one in the middle there? This was Francis Sampson. I'm presuming that's the one.
That's Cereus peruvianus, and commonly called blue monstrose, of course. That's the pure form, the proper form from the wild, and it's just been across a few generations I've kept the really good cuttings and grown them, so that's why it's so like just bubbly all over. The one on the left over there is a hybrid, and the one on the front here is a hybrid. So they're not as blue.
Interesting. Tara says, that's the way it should always be. I'm going to be late for work, but this is interesting. Don't try and sound smart, John. Lol. She's figured me out already. Damn it.
Yeah.
Great question, Francis. English for the uneducated gardeners here, please.
And now we're going to put the pollen back here. So to do that, we carefully open this up.
So we've crossed it 2 ways. So we've taken the pollen from here. So this is the father, and the Serencia was the mother, and now we're making this one. So how do you find the...
Well, that's what we're doing at the moment. It's
Trying to
maybe
locate.
hasn't been out long enough.
Okay, so it might be a tomorrow job.
No, it'd be a tomorrow job. And that's why you collect the pollen, so that you can do this later. So in a moment I'll go back and collect a bit of pollen in the jar. And then what we do is we just put this over, and you keep both of them covered for at least a couple of days until they close up. There's lots of versions of this, but if I cover this with a bag or something, it's not going to open up and bring the female part up so we can pollinate it.
What's it called? The stigma?
Stigma.
Yeah.
Geez, you are smart today, John.
I'm on fire.
All right. Great, guys. I've got to go and do some more work, whereas John will just walk around playing with his...
Camera.
He might take you out in the succulent garden.
Oh yeah, who wants to see what's flowering at the moment? Dad, here's your phone back. Thanks for that.
See you guys.
All right, I'm going to... John Smart, you crazy Jim. Yeah. Thanks, Megan. Oh, you cheeky bugger. Stigmatizing, good job. All right, guys, let's go out into the flowering succulents. We got some aloes, euphorbias. What else have we got out here? Thanks, Daniel. Have a great day. Megan, Prickles. Yeah, he's out here. How's England, Megan? Hope you're having fun out there. All right, out in the African section. Lots flowering this time of year. Live from sunny Gunny. Yeah, where are people tuning in from? Lots of aloes flowering today. These will stay out for quite a long time as well. Birds are loving it. Prickles is loving it. I like the pink ones best. Oh, awesome, Megs. Can't wait to show you around. Where are the pink ones? Oh, do you mean these down here? Some daisies. Saskatchewan. Love Canada. Thanks for tuning in, Christopher. These big euphorbia bushes have taken over. Hey, Karen. Oh, Northern California, nice. I was in America recently. We went out to La Quinta and, yeah, obviously LA for a bit. See you, Simon. Have a great day. Hello from New Jersey, USA. Nice. People tuning in from all over. It's awesome. All right, we'll have a quick look through the greenhouse. See what other flowers we have in there today. You can see the bees here. All right, we'll do a quick loop of the greenhouse. Check out the elephant's foot down here. This big vine that it grows. These ones here, this is a elephant's foot. Yes, the ones previously with the bees on the flowers were Aloe barbadensis. I do believe that's correct. Lots of flowers out at the moment. That old elephantis is probably 40 or 50 years old. We bought that in a big collection from the Dandenongs. Yeah, that's a huge one. Got some more nice aloes in here as well. This is one of my faves. Yeah, the dogs are loving it out here this morning. Check out this, I think it's an aloe dichotoma. And this big aloe tree is flowering at the moment. It's got more of a pinky coloured flower. This big aloe tree, is this a dragon tree? Oh, I don't know. I'll be guessing. Yes, thanks Dean, that's the one. Let me get this right actually, Dean, because you are the aloe expert. So what's this one here? We don't have hummingbirds visit. We get honey eaters, which are similar, like a long-beaked bird here in Australia. But I don't think we have hummingbirds in Australia. I could be wrong. Somebody who's more knowledgeable on birds, let me know if I'm wrong. I often am. So I think Dean was on the money here. We've got this is a Ramosacema, and this is a dichotoma, I think. Yeah, Barbara. Okay. Okay, cool. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Barbara. Thanks, Menno. Appreciate it, mate. You missed the, Menno, I don't know whether you just tuned in, but we did a little pollination session this morning. I'll post a video up later. Barbara. Thanks, Dean. Here's another massive aloe. Elephant's foot. All right, and I think that just about concludes our flowering tour today. Any questions before I tune out for today? Well, thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. Have an amazing day. Megan, I'm assuming it's probably late over in England and for the States as well. Enjoy your night and we'll see you again soon. See you, everyone.